Greetings once again and welcome to Student Tech Tips. My name is Yatogoza and I'm here to help you be safe and more productive in this digital world. Alright, so last week we started talking about password security and how someone might be able to steal your passwords. This week we're expanding more on that topic and we're looking at the dangers a person might do on your accounts once they have your passwords. Alright. And we'll also touch into the measures that you can implement in your accounts, to be much more safer. Alright, so let's begin by, let's just say someone stole, they managed to get me like my Facebook password only. So they come in, they can obviously log in with my password on Facebook now. When they get on Facebook, they can do whatever that they want now. They have access to my account now. To make things worse is it might be dangerous if you manage multiple accounts or if you manage pages. So for example, I manage the Student Tech Tips Facebook page. So if you haven't liked the page, please go and like, and then you get more information there. Alright, but continuing on with the video. So when they get to the page, they can post things on behalf of the page, and if they are coming with malicious intent. But otherwise, a person might get a hold of your details for, say, two reasons. One might be malicious, which is posting bad stuff about you to ruin your reputation. Secondly, might be just to snoop around and maybe check your conversations and what you've been doing and stuff like that. So they've managed to log into my Facebook, but another thing they can do is Facebook now, since Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp, they are owned by Facebook. So what the person now has is also access to my Instagram account if I have my Instagram linked with my Facebook account. So they can essentially go to Instagram and sign into my Facebook account, and there also it's the same thing. They can post stuff on my behalf, and for those who are social media influencers, when they get your account, they can essentially lock you out of it by changing passwords, changing recovery emails and contacts. That way you are essentially locked out and you're unable to reach out, able to connect to your account, and they now have access to your followers and all the people that you have influence over. So that's where the danger might be. So there's protection measures that you can implement, which we'll get to later on. But now, they have access to the Instagram. But say, I'm lazy to remember passwords. So say for example, my Gmail passwords, what they can do is just try out the same password, and turns out they are lucky and they're able to log into my Gmail. But you might say, Gmail, I don't have any important stuff on my Gmail. But actually, your Gmail gives them access to a number of things. One is, if you have important things, now they have access to it. But secondly, what they get access to is your account information. So when basically information that you've given to Google. So one might be personal information like birthdays and gender and all that stuff, yeah. And the next thing that they might do is, if there's some settings on your Google account, since Google sort of controls everything that we do on the internet now. They can see almost everything that we do. So what they can do is, if they come to activity, if someone is just coming to snoop around, so they can see some stuff that you've been browsing. So for example, these are things I was watching on YouTube, on my phone, so if you scroll down, you can see my phone, these are the things that I was doing. So let me see. You can also see the apps that you open, so it tells me that I had WhatsApp open at this time, which kind of dangerous, and there's a lot of information that they can snoop around here. So Another thing that they can do is access your timeline or location history. So every time you log into Google or you Google something, Google will sort of like take the location or log the location where you are doing that, and then it sort of like creates a timeline. So for example, if you can see on mine, like it shows you, okay, so on this day, today I was just here on Scottsville, I was just come here, which has a bit more activity. So if you see here, it has like a lot of information. It even tells you that I was walking from this place, I went to the mall, and then I came back, I went to this other location, kind of getting into the dangerous side, because now this person is essentially sort of like spying on you. They're able to spy on you. Now, since this is the danger of, this is why your email needs to be like highly secure, as protected as possible. And it doesn't end there. So, I mean, I understand, this looks dangerous and everything, but these are features that are supposed to, help your life, help you, get control of your life and make things easier. But in the wrong hands, they can be dangerous. So, another thing that they can do is when you come to security. So your phone is obviously connected to your Google account. So what they can do is come to here to find your phone. So this is Google's features that enables you to be able to track your phone when it's lost. So now in the hands of the bad guy, so let me just move this so that you can be able to see what happens. So this here is a screen share of my phone. So what they can do, number one, is they can locate you again. So this is now getting into the real-time location. So luckily, like sort of like defense mechanisms, is Google will show a notification that this phone is being tracked. So if you have your phone, you'll be able to see that. But if your phone was sitting on the desk and you're not paying attention to it, you won't be able to notice it. But as you can see, it gives me a real-time location and even shows you the Wi-Fi connection that I'm connected to. So from there on, they can lock your phone. So if you don't have a password or a lock screen pattern or whatever, they will, when they're locking the phone, it will require them to enter a password or option, and then down here they can write a note and a phone number to call. As I said, this is meant to be something that you use when you've lost your phone, but now it's in the hands of the bad guy, and the bad guy is just either trying to mess up, give you a headache and do stuff like that. So if they lock the phone and you don't have a password and you don't have a pattern, what will happen is your phone will be locked with the password that they enter. But if you have a lock screen or a password already, it will lock it using that password or that pattern that you have. So even if you don't have anything to hide in your phone, just have a password in place to help you with the situation. And having a password, with a Google account logged in, it also helps with preventing if someone is stolen your phone. Also helps preventing with making it harder for them to reset the phone because it will want the password. So if you can see here, let me open up the phone. So if I open up the phone now, it wants the password that I just entered. But if I had a pattern or a pin or another security measure on the phone before, it wouldn't want the password they entered. So right now, if it's like this, even if you restart or you reset the phone, it will come back to the state where it's locked. Essentially you cannot use your phone right now. So I'll just enter the password to unlock. Now I have my phone back. But in this case, if it was a bad guy, I would not have my phone and I would be literally stranded. Alright. Next other things that they can do, they can even erase your phone. So erasing your phone will sort of like will factory reset it and remove everything giving you a headache again, messing up your life, sort of kind of stuff also, you know. So continuing on with Google, so from there on, they also now have access to, just say, your Google Drive, your Google Photos, you know, all more things that you might consider private, but now they have access to, and they can see all the stuff that you have, you know, all this personal stuff that you have. So since like your emails are sort of like your gateway to the internet, if you are doing anything, if you have an account anywhere, you usually have either sign in with your email and giving a new password, but your email is literally always there, and it's the account or it's the email. Your email is used for password recovery and all that. So if they get your email, even if they don't get your Facebook password, they can just go into Facebook and say reset password, which will send a link to your email, and then they'll be able to reset your password. They have access once again. Alright. Okay, that will obviously take some time to demonstrate, but you know, that's just something that a person can do when they have access to your email. Alright. So there's also this thing that sites do. So, you know, to simplify your life again, you have these sites like Quora here, which has what we call O-Auth login. So where you just continue with Google and you can sign up and sign in using just your email address, and you don't have to remember a password. But you know, in as much as it simplifies your life, it gives the danger that if someone gets access to your password, they have now access to all these accounts. So this can be, you know, so now you see the danger here. So if you have, you know, so think of, you know, I think even NSFAS has an O-Auth login. So your NSFAS, you know, for those who are trading, your Forex accounts, you know, they're linked to your email. When you reset passwords, it's linked, you reset it using the email, you know, all those kind of things, all those sensitive information. That's why it's highly important that you keep it secure and you keep your password strong enough. This is just the tip of the iceberg and helping you to sort of understand or grasp how important it is to keep your passwords secure, especially your email passwords. Alright, so let's move on to how can you secure your account. How can you prevent, you know, these kind of things from happening to you or your accounts online? So a number of secure platforms have security measures in place. The most common one is what is called two-factor authentication. So what two-factor authentication is whenever you log in on your account, every time you log into a new device on your account, it will require that an SMS is sent to, it will require an OTP. So that's why it's two-factor authentication. You first sign in your password, in your email and password. That's the first step. And then the next step is, before you get access to that account or whatever that you're logging into, it will be logged in a state where it's waiting for an OTP, which is a one-time PIN. That OTP is sent to your phone, on the SIM card that you linked to. So it will send to your phone, and then you get when you get the OTP, you put it in, and you have access to your account. So on your Gmail, you can find it here in the security tab, and you have to just scroll down, and then here you have to turn on two-step verification. So then you'll be prompted to put in your cell phone number, and then you'll confirm it, and then afterwards you are secure afterwards. Right. With Facebook, they have even other measures. So because, you know, Facebook has been in trouble with security for some time. So they also have two-factor authentication, and you can, you can select 3 to 5 contacts, you know, that you can use that can help you when you're logged out. So you can select those friends, and you know, whenever you're logged out, you can use those friends to regain access to your account. All right. All right. So other than two-factor authentication, the next step is, so there was protection on your side. So sometimes you sign up to things, and maybe if you have the bad habit of using one password, a certain site maybe might be hacked. That's not your fault, but just the certain site that you might be using can get hacked. It happens almost every day. So when that happens, the password and email logins, everything that is accessible in that hack, or that the hackers would have got, they usually make it available online for others to buy, or other hackers who might want to use it to sell it, or even for themselves to use it. So once it eventually surfaces up online, these websites like Have I Been Pwned, and I'll show you right now what it does. So what Have I Been Pwned, and I think there's other sites, I think even some browsers have it integrated into their browsers, into their settings that you can do. So what you can do is you put in your email address, and it will tell you if your email address has ever been found in any password breaches. So for example, on my email has been found on 4 breaches, on 4 websites, or or servers that have been hacked. Okay, let me just, so when you search it, and then it usually gives you okay, here in the bottom. So as you can see, so 500px, Canva, Betway, and MyFitnessPal. So these are websites that have been hacked before, and the passwords and logins have been leaked online. All that information, so even your biographical information, so your date of birth and all the stuff that information that they have, when it will be leaked online. And this is fortunately for me, for these sites I was using O-Auth login, so I did not have to reset any passwords and stuff like that. But it's just to show you that, this is just a tool that you can use, and you can usually sign up so if you come here, you can sign up so that when in future, when you email, so when you sign up for Notify Me, they'll save your email, and if in the future a certain website gets hacked, and they will get the information. So when they check that, they regularly check those hacks. If they find your email, they'll notify you that your email has been found in a hacked database. Alright, so that is everything for this week, and yes, thank you for tuning in and sticking around up until this time. Appreciate the support. Like, subscribe, and leave the comment below if any of the tips or any of what we talked about was helpful, or how what did you not know before that you know now. And please share, and yeah, till next time, thank you.